Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Mayday Sun Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Thespian Thursdays. We're gonna get straight into it. Why am I getting into tactical training more than skirmishing? So easily, number one is that it's a lot cheaper. It's basically free. I do all my drills with dry fire, so the only thing I'm paying for is gas. I'm not using any BBs, and if I'm using an AEG, it's going to be completely free. So that's number one. Number two, I can play alone. I don't have to depend on another person to show up. I don't have to travel like a few kilometers just to have only me and some other dude come, and that's basic. That sounded wrong. And me and some other dude just play 1v1 the whole time, and I don't have to rely on anybody to get started. I can just start whenever I want. If I just want to set it up in a moment's notice, I just slap on some targets, and I could just do that myself. Number three, I can refine my skills in a controlled environment. So instead of practicing in a dynamic environment where things are changing, where it's just like aim training, right? So yes, you can practice your aim in an FPS just by playing the game for a long time, right? But you can cut down that amount of progress. You can make the progress a lot faster if you were in a controlled environment like aim lab or Kovacs, and just practicing certain techniques so that when they do happen in an unexpected situation, you fall back on that training rather than have your aim or your certain skill quote unquote cold when it actually happens. So being able to refine certain skills in a controlled environment, whether it be mechanical skills, so drawing or getting a sight picture, or just practicing, peeking and stuff like that, it's a lot better to do that with tactical training, and I can do that in the comfort of my own home or at a range. Obviously, the downside of that is that I can't practice fighting against somebody else. So you just got to fall back in your training on that and just go out to play more often, but that does get expensive. Number four, you can feel like more operator. It's kind of more LARPy, if that makes any sense. So I can kind of create my own imaginary situations. Like the very first CQB course I ever made, I was kind of like the situation where it's like I was trapped in a room and blah, blah, blah. And I get to play pretend a lot more than I would in Airsoft game where there's no stakes, or where there's more stakes, actually. And I did another one where I pretended there's people in my house and it was clearing house. And obviously there's only it can only take you so far in terms of its practicality. But I think it's just a fun LARPy way to enjoy Airsoft, another way to enjoy the sport. And speaking of sports, number five, it's like practicing sports. So when you go and play soccer, do you always just do a soccer game and hope you just get better just by playing soccer? No, you go to soccer practice. You practice fundamentals. You practice passing. You practice kicking. You practice doing curve shots. You practice defending. You practice saving goals. It's the exact same thing in Airsoft. Airsoft is a contact sport. So if you're practicing low ready to presentation, high ready to presentation, cornering rooms, left-hand transitions, switching to your pistol, reloading, right? So those skills, you have to refine those things if you want to become a better player and not have to sit out in safety all day, because you have your fundamentals on point. And even if you are stressed out, you'll fall back on your fundamentals and your training. So I think it's very important to practice those things, and it's fun, to be honest, and it's fun to see your progress and see how you get better. And I recommend that you record it as well to see just how you get better over time and ask for feedback from the community. And honestly, that's why I've just been getting into tactical training. I just want to become better at the sport, because in Japan, when you play CQB, it's probably one of the hardest environments to play in. There's no leeway for, seeing BBs fly and whatever. There's no chill time. It's every moment in that arena, that very small arena, you have to be on point. You have to have your chops up. You have to have alertness. You have to have your fundamentals on point if you want to either dominate or just survive in Sabai game or Airsoft in Japan. And maybe it doesn't really matter. I'm not sure. I never played in the States, but in the States, you can probably just respawn if you do something risky or something crazy. But here in Japan, man, if you make a mistake in the first 10 seconds of the game and you just do a wrong peek or you weren't ready, you're done. You're sitting in the safety for 10 minutes, literally. And you can literally do that all day. I remember one time I went to Asobiba Ikebukuro and I got my ass kicked the whole day because I was rusty. I wasn't on point. I was kind of tired and I didn't get to play at all. I barely got to play the day. So you want to get your money's worth? You want to become a better player? and you want to become a better player in Japan, work on your fundamentals. And that is something I've been working on. And it's, just great little content. I hope that people can use the drills over time. And honestly, it's a fun way to mix up the game. You can get burned out just playing skirmishes all the time in terms of your money as well as just the game itself. So it's nice to change it up. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of This Being Thursdays. Leave a comment down below if you want your question to be answered in the next video. But until then, this is Optimus, practicing tactical training and signing out. Boom,